Hello everyone, I'm Irma Baker. Welcome to our show. So great to be with you and to be in the studio. You know, this off and on with COVID. Oh, it's just been quite a challenge for all of us, but I'm so glad to be here in the studio today and have a very special guest, someone a lot of you may know. It's Lori Wilkinson, who is the interim director of the Suprema Senior Center. Lori, it's so great to have you with us.
Thank you for inviting me. It's quite an honor.
Well, I'm so glad to have you. And I mean, you're right down the hall from us. Certainly made it easy to come over here. But I understand that you have some wonderful news for people. You want to make that announcement?
Absolutely. So, as most people have known, our Suprema Senior Center, we were able to reopen our doors on July 1st. And we continue to be a senior center without walls, offering in-person programming, Zoom programming, and then hybrid programming. We've had hundreds and hundreds of seniors come through our doors since we reopened. It's been wonderful. But what everybody's been waiting for is, when is the Suprema Cafe going to open? Well, we have a firm date. It's going to be reopening on Monday, November 15th. We're so excited.
Oh, so Monday, November 15th, which is, well, everybody then watching this show is going to be able to mark their calendars because it'll be coming up next month.
Yes.
That's wonderful. I know people have missed it.
Yes, we are so excited. It has been very missed, and as seniors come back into the senior center, they'll notice some changes in our cafe. We have some beautiful seating arrangements. We have an electric fireplace now, all courtesy of the Wadsworth Older Adults Foundation, and that's super exciting. We have a new cafe operator. Creative Housing, Medina Creative Housing is going to be operating the cafe. So when we reopen on November 15th, the cafe hours will be 7:30 a.m. to 2 o'clock. They'll be offering breakfast, lunch, everything in between, coffee, baked goods. We actually have a special bakery case already in the cafe, just waiting to be filled with some goodies. Medina Creative Housing, they roast their own coffee, they grow their own lettuce. We're just so excited to be opening our cafe with our new partner.
Oh, this is wonderful news. And well, let me ask you this. There's still going to be the same not specifically arrangement, but people will still be able to come in and maybe play cards and do their activities, or there will still be that casual, this is a place to get together.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we have, this whole time our cafe has been open not for the food piece, but in fact, just this morning, someone was there writing cards, and just at a table, we had somebody else lounging by the fireplace, reading and working on a laptop. So that was really neat. So our cafe is open, the programming, every day there's something going on at the senior center. So our programming is continuing as always, and our newsletter is out October 1st, so we're super excited for that, with all the new programs coming up this fall.
And that's what we want to talk about today too, is what kind of programming do you have coming up?
That's a great question. So hot off the press is our fall newsletter. On the front page there is a cafe announcement. All of our senior members, anybody 55 or better that has joined our senior center, our membership is always free. They will have received this in the mail. For those outside the city limits, they're welcome to come in and pick one up, or maybe you're new and you haven't checked out the senior center. We do have some copies available for you. So this has all of the latest news. Our October, November, and December calendars are in here. And before I talk about what's in the newsletter, I will have another special announcement that I think seniors in Wadsworth will be very excited about. When we went to print, we weren't able to have any information about leaf raking. So traditionally, for many, many years. The Wadsworth senior class at Wadsworth High School, they rake leaves for senior citizens in Wadsworth, which is just wonderful. And in 2020, it had to, of course, be canceled. It was 2020, right? So when we went to print the newsletter this year, the high school, they weren't sure if they were going to be able to, and we weren't able to get the information out. However, we just learned this past week, that the Wadsworth Senior High School class, they are planning to rake leaves for senior citizens. It's planned as of right now, weather permitting, and of course, with the virus and everything, they're planning to go ahead. So all of that, once that works out, but it's going to be Friday, November 5th. So any seniors listening right now, simply give us a call at the Suprema Senior Center, 330-335-1513. We're taking names of the first 200 seniors that call, and you do have to be within the city limits. We'll ask what your address, and then a couple questions about yard size, that type of thing, get your phone number as well. But we are taking leaf raking calls, and better yet, instead of calling us, stop by in person. We'd love to see you, just see our front desk. We have the leaf raking schedule book right there.
Oh, I bet there's some people right now who are writing this down. Oh yes, leaf raking. They're going to rake my leaves.
Yes, yes.
This
we've
year.
had people calling us the whole month of actually September. We really didn't have an answer, and it didn't look like it was going to be a go. But we're excited. This is the first time I've been able to announce it. So yes, thank you.
Well, this is a wonderful time to have you on the program, and I'm so glad you can be with us today. And there are probably some people watching right now who maybe they have not stopped into the center since you've reopened. And I want to let them know that this nice little pouch here with a mask in it and some hand sanitizer, if you come in while there are still a few of these left, right? There are still a few of these left. So if you have the chance, come on over, stop in, and get reacquainted with the Suprema Senior Center and pick up one of these for yourself.
Yes, and I have to mention, attached is a little member card. That's your personal member card. So we would love to activate one. If you haven't, if you've been a member of the Suprema Senior Center and just haven't come back since we reopened July 1st, please stop in. We'll activate your new member card and get you one of those welcome back pouches. If you're stopping in, you're 55 or better for the very first time, we'll have you fill out a new member form. It's super quick and easy, and you'll be able to walk away with a welcome pouch with your member card. We have a My Senior Center kiosk, which you have gotten to see when you stopped in, and that's wonderful. So instead of all of the many sign-in sheets and things we used to have pre-COVID, when somebody stops in, whether it's just visiting, there's a little thing to press on the kiosk. You just scan your key tag, and if you're there for maybe we're starting up Pinochle, for example, you're there to play Pinochle, or our new program coming up, Scrabble. Both of those will be on Mondays. You just press what you're there for. We're saving lots of trees, so we're eliminating all of those sign-in sheets, and it also helps our staff and volunteers as well, capturing that information. And when somebody leaves, it's great. They don't have to scan out, but it's super quick. You just scan out, and it lets us know you're there, and it would be helpful if we ever did have to do some type of contact tracing. So great kiosk.
One of the advantages of having been closed certainly wasn't an advantage for the people who want to be here every day, but it did give you time to do some of these upgrades and do the research and the sourcing and all that so that you can offer these new services.
Yes, absolutely. So pre-COVID, all of our programs were in person, of course, just like every senior center across the country. And then, when we did have that shutdown in March of 2020, we quickly began offering virtual programming, mostly via Zoom. We also offered some drive-by programs, some things like that. And those are continuing. So we are open in person. We do have in-person only programs, but some of them we've been able to create what's called a hybrid. For instance, we had a cooking class just yesterday, and we had 12 attendees in person. We had 6 attendees on Zoom, and we were all conversing together, enjoying, talking about the recipe, learning together. With this technology, we were able to get a grant for a couple big 65-inch TVs, which are nice. So we're able to just personalize our programming. So seniors that haven't felt comfortable coming back, or we've even had some seniors join via Zoom. Maybe they were at a doctor's appointment, it was running late, and they were able to tune in. They joined us from their car because they didn't want to miss the program. It just gives us so many more options. So we continue to be a senior center without walls.
That is a concept that 2 years ago we never would have even thought about, because, well, of course you just come into the center. Of course all the programming is there. But now we've found, I guess what I'm saying is that seniors are very adaptable. They're flexible, they're active, they know that Suprema is there for the seniors, and that Suprema is doing everything it can to make itself accessible. And these are things that are going to continue, aren't they, after this pandemic, if it's ever over. After it's over, we'll still have some of those options.
Absolutely. Being able to utilize this technology is going to be the new normal. And like I've told so many seniors, we do live in Northeast Ohio, right? So there's going to be a day in February where we wake up to 6 feet of snow, and normally maybe we would have canceled a program. We could, invite people to join us via Zoom. We could still offer it virtually. Seniors have realized that having a smartphone is having a computer in their hands, so they're able to access that. And I do want to mention, for seniors, maybe they don't have Wi-Fi at their home, or maybe they don't have a smartphone or a computer, but as they look through our newsletter, they may see, oh, I really want to participate in that categories or trivia program that's on Zoom, or I want to play a version of Zoom Bingo. They are welcome to come to the Senior Center, and all of our computers now have a camera on them. We also have some laptops, and we will set them up so that they can participate at our Senior Center on Zoom, so they can also participate in the program. So lots of different options.
Those are marvelous advantages here. Just the idea that you don't have to invest in a smartphone. You don't have to invest in a laptop computer. You don't have to invest your time and your brain power in learning how to use all that technology, because I'm sure if you come into the center, somebody's going to show you how to do it.
Yes, we have a Zoom instructional guide that we can hand out to people, and we can set up a time to personally show somebody as well. So
this has just expanded the opportunities and the advantages so much here at the center. And it was a great center to begin with.
Sure.
Lori, how long have you been involved with the center?
That's a great question. So I started working at the old location when we were called the Wadsworth Center for Older Adults in downtown Wadsworth back in 2009. So I've been with the Senior Center for over 12 years now. We moved to our current community center campus in January of 2013, and that's when we became the Suprema Senior Center. And stop it, and I'll give you that whole background story on that as well. So I had been the activity volunteer coordinator for most of that time, and then this past year I became the interim director. So I love my job. I love serving seniors in the community, and it's been an experience going through this pandemic for sure. But being there for seniors has been very meaningful, and now that we're able to gather together again, be together again, it means more to everyone than it ever has before, and it's appreciated as well more than ever. So we're very thankful.
Let's talk a little bit now about some of the upcoming programs.
Sure.
Gosh, we've had some great announcements from you today.
Absolutely.
So what is coming up? Okay. What are you offering?
Well, that's a great question. One thing I do want to mention, Medicare open enrollment is coming up October 15th through December 7th. We were not able to do in-person appointments. We have Medicare volunteers trained through OSHIP that can meet with seniors one-on-one. Those appointments are back this year. So beginning on October 15th on Tuesday mornings and Thursday afternoons, seniors can call us at 330-335-1513 and make an appointment. It's about a 45-minute appointment to sit down with an OSHIP counselor, and it's always recommended to have a Medicare checkup just to see. They can put in your medication information, your current Medicare information, and see if there's some other plans, because this is the only time to make changes. So I do want to say we're excited that we have that service in person back again. So I wanted to mention that.
Well, let me ask you something there. Just to be clear, they call to make an appointment, right?
Yes.
Okay. But they can call any time.
Yes.
The appointments then will be scheduled for
Tuesday morning
or Thursday afternoon.
Yes.
But that's not when to call.
Right. You want to call anytime. Absolutely. Thank you for clarifying that. We do also have a Medicare 101 program that takes place every second Monday at 3 o'clock. That goes on throughout the year. Stacy from Reese & Company, she offers that, and it's more of just informational. So if you just want to hear some information on Medicare, that is available. It's one of our hybrid programs. You can come in person or join via Zoom. So that, with Medicare coming up, I did want to mention that because that's a really great time. Some new things coming up. We have a sign language class that's going to be meeting through Windfall Industries. They're going to be offering that. So it's a 6-week class. So anybody that is wanting to, that's something maybe they want a refresher on or learn for the first time. It's going to be just basics in sign language. That's coming up. That will be, we're super excited. It'll be on Wednesdays beginning October 27th. Space is limited, so you'll want to call and reserve your spot. We have OSU Extension. They're offering twice a month something really cool. It's called WITS Workout, and it's going to be a workout for your brain. Every session will include puzzles or conversation that'll really get your mind going. So something different. We're super excited about that. That will be on Tuesdays, the second and fourth Tuesday coming up. We have chair fitness. That's going to be on Mondays at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, twice a month. So that's coming up for those that, want a really good workout, and it's to music. That's really fun. That's also coming up. We mentioned Scrabble is going to be on Monday, Scrabble with friends, Pinochle. We have Mahjong playing on Thursdays. So many things. A couple nice events coming up I wanted to mention. Seniors always are wondering about the Christmas party that we offer. Traditionally, pre-COVID, we had a Christmas party for up to 250 seniors at Wadsworth High School, where they would host it because it's a party. It's like the party of the season. Unfortunately, because of COVID, we won't be able to do the party with that many people in person and at the high school. There's just a lot of parameters. However, we're thinking outside the box. We're going to do a Christmas party in a bag. It's going to be a drive-through. So our staff will be out there to greet you as you come by. You'll get a little Christmas bag. We are still taking the first 250 seniors that sign up for that. And that will be a drive-by event. We're still offering those. Never did that before pre-COVID. So continuing, that'll be Wednesday, December 15th. So you can call to sign up for that. I want to mention another way to RSVP for our programs is through, there's a couple different ways. You can call, you can come in person. You can also, we have an email address. It's ssc@wadsworthcity.org. That stands for Suprema Senior Center, so just ssc@wadsworthcity.org. We have found that way, that's a great way to RSVP for things. You can RSVP at your convenience. So maybe you're reading through the newsletter, you've seen our calendar, it's 8 at night, and instead of calling and leaving a message and playing phone tag with us, just drop us an email. Let us know your name and your phone number and the program or programs that you'd like to RSVP for, and we'll sign you up. We'll reply right back to you on that email. So that's another additional way that you can RSVP. And then through our My Senior Center kiosk, anybody that has gotten their member key tag, they can go to myactivecenter.com, myactivecenter.com, and search for Suprema Senior Center. We have a little instruction sheet at the Senior Center for anybody that would like it. But you simply put new user, it'll ask you to put in your key tag and email, and you can create a simple password, and you will see all of our programs that are listed in the newsletter, almost all of them. And you can sign up yourself for those programs, and anything you sign up for will show up on our end through the My Senior Center system. So a lot of seniors are taking advantage of that. And then you can press My Activities, and you can see your calendar of all the different things you've signed up for at the Senior Center. It's really nice.
And that's all accessible through that little
yes,
key card
that little
and
key
the
tag.
information that's on the
It
card.
sure is, yes, absolutely. And we'll give you some instructions when you come in to get that member key tag for the first time. We can give you some instructions. So just a couple additional ways for seniors to be able to RSVP for programs. It's easier and more convenient than ever.
Well, I love that idea of the drive-through Christmas in a bag. Where will the drive-through be?
Great question. It will be right in front of the Senior Center at 617 School Drive. So right in, we have our own front entrance. You'll simply drive up, and we'll be dividing the alphabet up and letting seniors know that signed up that they'll be, it starts at 2 o'clock. And so we'll have a group of seniors from 2 to 2:30, 3 to 3, 2:30 to 3, and 3 to 3:30, depending on the alphabet. We've now done a few of these drive-bys, and dividing by alphabet really helps make the traffic flow, and there's not as much of a waiting time. Can I mention another drive-by that we're going to have?
Sure.
Okay, so we also love to honor our veterans. It's something that the Suprema Senior Center is privileged. We just find it a privilege to honor veterans every single year with a special celebration and pinning. We've done that for many, many years. Last year during COVID, we did a mailing event. So veterans were able to sign up, and we sent them a special mailing event. However, so many of them want to be able to be honored in person. So we're going to make that happen. It's going to be on Tuesday, November 9th. We don't like to do it on Veterans Day because there's so many other things going on with the schools. We want them to enjoy that. So at 2 o'clock, we are going to do an in-person veterans pinning. We have some professional friends helping us with that, and we'll have a special ceremony. And then at 3 o'clock, for the veterans that may not feel comfortable coming in person, we're going to do a drive-by for them. So they'll be able to receive a special certificate and pin, just drive up, and we'll be able to give it to them that way. So gives our veterans a couple different ways to be honored, and we wanted to be able to include all of our veterans no matter what their comfort level is.
Oh, I am just absolutely amazed at everything that the Suprema Senior Center is doing. And you don't have a big staff. You're just a handful of people who are making all this happen. And we are just so blessed, really, to have the Suprema staff working, making all these things happen. Things like the leaf raking and the veterans honors and the Christmas program. There's just so much, and I know that there is so much more in the newsletter.
Yes.
And it's during October. It's going to be in everybody's mailboxes, so
Yes.
many people will have received it by now, and if they haven't, just watch. It's coming sometime during the month. It'll be there.
Yes, it should be hitting beginning of October. It's also accessible on our website. So if
Perfect.
they go to wadsworthcity.com, look under departments, Suprema Senior Center, you'll see our newsletter, or stop in and we'll make sure you get one.
Well, Lori, I'm so glad you stopped in today to talk with us, and I am so glad that all of you were tuning in today too. It is just wonderful to have you with us through this wonderful WCTV, and just wish you all a wonderful day, and come back next time for another program of RSVP. Have a wonderful day, everyone.
You are watching WCTV, Wadsworth Community Television.